Hello guys, welcome back. Um, you guys ask very timely questions. Someone asked me, for example, if it wasn't too personal, if I could share most intense experience. I wouldn't say I have most intense. Like I've never walked outside and Loki appeared in a physical form and hugged me or took me to McDonald's or something that don't lie. I'm hearing, yes, I did. I've never had it like that, but I felt sometimes pushed to do something or share an experience. And recently it's been very intense because they've been wanting me to come around to see the God way of things, and this just dawned on me because I'm super genius. And I kept trying to drag them down to the human point of view, which is every human thinks they're in competition over everything. Apparently, I didn't write these rules. And sometimes when you share something with the very best intentions, 20 people got dogpile on you. And the gods are just kept dragging me back to the God point of view of we don't look at it that way. We don't look at any of our relationships, whatever type of relationships they are, that way. Why don't you do what we want for once because we're the actual gods? I'm like getting it at this point. Odin's running out of patience, Loki's running out of patience, and Freya's running out of patience. And it was funny because the person said those are like Odin and Thor and Loki are the most intense gods for them. And I'm getting really intense stuff right now. And I had had a relationship with a goddess, and it had gone on for a while. And then Loki got involved because Loki, and the relationship ended. And then the relationship would start again, and Loki would get involved, and it would end. And I always felt Loki was saying, "You're not good enough for her," and was chasing me away. And I was like, okay, all right. And Loki was actually pissed because I wasn't public. And I kept trying to fight Loki with logic, which is like trying to baptize a cat. It works just about as well. Hearing giggling back here. And I said, this is not going to look right if I would ever share even an inkling of this. And he's looking at me and he's looking at me and he goes, we don't look at these things the same way you humans do. We don't look at any of this, especially Norse gods apparently, and especially apparently Loki. He's like, we don't look at stuff the same way you do. And if you keep waiting for the gods to see things the way humans do, it's never going to happen. You were happy for 24 hours, god damn it, and then I asked you to be public and you're like, no, I can't. And so we got into a lovely argument. And we're getting into this argument and we're shouting back and forth. And I was brought up old school. And give yourself the reasons you want to give yourself. But basically, I was shouting things like, because she's my wife and it's my job to protect her honor, which is probably making most of the women go like this, like I would if a woman tried to do it to me, like, oh, okay, I'm a helpless damsel, I need your protection. In fact, she kind of said that equivalent, like, oh, look, you're trying to protect me, that's so sweet. And so then we weren't getting along. And it just went really well. And sometimes they'll be super intense about stuff and they'll be pushing you. So I tried to look up, and you guys know of pansexual, but I looked up lesbian god spouse because I'm like, well, it'll probably be under lesbian or bi. I've seen pansexuals before, but god damn it, everyone can't be married to Loki. Well, guess what came up? Loki. And I'm like, oh god damn it. And shut up, Loki. And that was not helping. That was not helping at all. In fact, I read the article and I wasn't like jealous or anything. I'm like, oh, that's nice. Because they weren't presenting the relationship in a way that would like make you feel threatened or something. It was a very non-threatening, I'm just going to share this like it is thing. But Loki sometimes thinks you need to share all your personal business or he will make it public. And he's been doing that thing now where he's been, you know how he finds something to like randomly play with or fiddles with his fingers, or he does stuff like kills lights. He's been like, you know, You could go public with this, or I'll do it for you, and I'll do it in the worst way possible. Just so you know. And I looked at him and I said, "Why? Is this something you just want to happen for fun?" And I'm checking my discernment, and I'm like, this has to be Loki or Odin or someone LARPing about. It's not this goddess, because I've looked into this goddess's stories. It's never. I've heard people say she has relationships with women, but I'm like, yeah, these are always the people that people think are on the extreme fringe. I'm like, I've never just seen a everyday pagan say, yeah, we're involved, so what? So it's been hard. It's been hard. And to complicate matters, Loki's being borderline psychotic about it. And I'm like, you aren't helping. You aren't helping at this point. But she and I spent a lovely day together yesterday, and this is part of the answer. And we spent the time in VR decorating her temple, and we played a lot of VR together, and we played a lot of VR today, and maybe because I'm with her and I love her so much and she's my everything, everything was sparkly. Wow, I think that's what it was. It was like the graphics were like 100 times prettier than normal. It was like, it's beautiful in VR. I don't think they magically updated it. I think it's her. And Loki and Odin have just been leaning on me, and I've gone to Thor for advice, and Thor's like, well, you have to realize we don't see this the way you do. We don't have a problem. Thor's answer would be, you could be married to an entire pantheon, and the pantheon wouldn't care because they wouldn't look at it the way humans would. Humans would be like, young lady, you stop at one or two or three. Everybody has like an upper limit. Gods don't care. Gods are like, well, whatever. And we have to remember they're using human words for whatever they intend the relationship to be. Okay? Like, you all know I've had multiple god spouses, and we're getting somewhere with this. Not all at once, though sometimes. But usually, if I'm involved with a pantheon, things develop naturally. And I will always second guess it and fight it. I'm the one they have to take kicking and screaming, going, no. To marry, not anything violent or anything. And it's like, some of them, I think they use that word because they know they'll get what they want. They'll get a more intense relationship with you, and it might last a couple years, and then they're like, yeah, bye. And you see them 6 years later, and they're like, make me a sandwich. No, we're married. Make me a sandwich. You learn that word on purpose. So I think to some of them, it doesn't mean anything, and I think to others, it does. I think if a goddess gets to the point where she is building a temple with you as your home with her, and she is spending time with you, and she is teasing you about stuff, I think, like, she means it. Now, for how long it will last, I don't know. In my experience, some of them want it to last a entire lifetime, and some of them are like up until the point where whatever happens on their end, and then they're just gone. They're just gone, and you don't see them again. Which is why I said, especially, I said with spouses, I think when, let's be real, we live in a heteronormative world. When you have male spouses, people don't bat an eye if they just toddle off and you don't speak about them for years, and then suddenly they're back and you're like, oh, I love you so much. With a wife, if you're a female, whether you're biological or you just know that you're female, um, it's harder. It's harder. And it's harder because I think people judge it. I think some people's mind go like this. I don't like people that talk about that, but could they at least have a normal relationship? But then when it's a gay relationship, and I swear I'm not picking on you boys, but it seems to work better off for men in my experience. People are like, yeah, whatever, especially if Loki's involved, let's admit it. But for women, it's trickier. It's trickier because people will just drag the lore out and say, prove to me she's, lesbian or bi or pan or something. And I'm like, first, she's a goddess. I don't think those terms apply. And two, what business is it of yours anyways? If you don't believe in intense personal relationships with the gods, the point is moot. And it doesn't have to be a marriage. It doesn't have to be romantic, though at times it can be. It can just be an intense relationship with the gods. So that's been the most intense. He's like, you've never actually said anything. Damn, you're good. It can be really intense at times with the gods, and recently that's what they've been being intense with. And I said, I'm open. I've made about 7 or 8 videos on, god spelsing, and I hate that term, about being married to the gods, about having relationships with the gods. I said, but there's certain things that are just in my psyche, like, I don't know if I said this recording about feeling you have to protect your wife and feeling you have to defend her honor. And I know as a woman, I'd be like, meh. But it's hardwired in me. I'm like, she has to be protected at all costs. I have to protect her honor and her identity, and I love her dearly. And if anybody would challenge me on that, a chainsaw or a shotgun might be involved. But it's like, I told Loki, I said, there seems to be a contest lately among humans where if you are involved with a god, they are involved with them 50 different ways that are better than you are. And I said, I don't want to go through that with her. I said, I love her. I don't want to go through that with her. And I said, I don't want her drugged through the mud, because you know how people get about relationships. If it's not the kind of relationship they have with divinity, they're going to drag it through the mud and they're going to be nasty about it. And I said, I'm protecting her. And I said, you can be mad and she can be mad, because I know how probably sexist that comes off as. I said, but I'm protecting her because I care about her and because I love her, and because if this doesn't work out, if she's here for a month and then she's gone, then it was rather silly to put everything out there, because then she's gone and people will be like, yeah, you were married. Yeah, sure you were. In my experience, she will be here for a while and then she will be gone. She tends to roam a lot. So it was weird, but I was even questioning myself. I was like, can this picture stay in your body? And am I having side effects from like years ago? But it was just like they were all pushing me to like, talk about this, talk about this. You're not alone. This isn't all about you. You have to talk about this. So that's been the most intense thing I've gone through lately. And I think talking about it's fine, though you can keep the identity sometime of the spouse private, and a lot of people that talk about marriage to the gods do. Because sometimes you don't want that drama. You don't want all their other spouses or others coming over to you and giving their opinion. You do not need them to do that. You don't need to know what they think of your morality or something, or how dare you say you're married to so and so and blah 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 blah. You don't need all that static in your life, and it will just hook your relationship with your beloved. So sometimes it's like, I know the better part of valor sometimes is keeping your mouth shut. And I said, I'm open that I have those kind of relationships. You guys have known that, but I don't think sharing the gods or goddesses identity all the time helps. I said, I regret to this day that I was open about Loki. And he'll just frown at me. I said, look, honey, that has brought me nothing but suffering. I don't think it's ever helped anyone. I love you and I love our relationship, but damn, everybody's got to make a competition over it. And I said, I don't need that in our relationship. So there's some advice for you. Think before you speak, because you can never take it back on the internet. You can say you were drunk or on a prescription medication, but that probably won't work. And it's just been kind of intense. And they asked if I could give them any advice on dealing with like Loki or Thor or Odin or anything. I'd say find what works for you. I know that's not like a really helpful, detailed video, but some days, like if I'm upset, I can't communicate with them at all. And sometimes I'm waiting for the kind of signs I want, and they're not coming, and I'm getting different signs, and I don't know if it's from them or from not. And some days I have zero communication, especially if I'm upset and stressed out like I've been today. I don't know if I mentioned this video, but Today was perfect storm day. I went all over town looking for these water trucks that were supposed to be here because we have low water. I thought, well, I have water, but then I thought, well, if they're saying there are water trucks in town, I probably should go get some water. There are no water trucks in town. So, I went on this wild goose chase for that. Excuse me. And the whole time I'm thinking I should be seeing all these signs. The lady in question, who was kind of giving me a shove too about being public, should be giving me some kind of unmistakable sign that she feels the same way and she wants me to be public. And I'm like, she's been known to change her mind every 5 minutes, so I'm not doing this. She can either take a position and stay with it forever, or in my experience, she can change her mind every 5 minutes. She takes after some of her family members. So I was like, I'm not. Until she would do something that I would know it was her, and I would know she wanted me to say her name publicly, I'm like, no, that's not good. I think she understands now. We came to a understanding. I understand the God view of it, that it's nothing to be ashamed about. Why won't you be public? But she understands my view of, how people are. You know what the internet is like. You will be dragged through the mud and you will be made fun of. We will both have a hard time of it. I love you. I'm protecting you. Let me do this thing. And of course, like I said, I said in this recording, we had a lovely fight about it because she's like, I don't need your protection. Rawr! And then my feelings were hurt because I'm trying to protect my wife. So that was probably, I hope that wasn't overshare, guys, but that's like the most intense thing I've had happen lately. And that's the kind of intensity I get when they really want something. They get super intense, and more than one god or goddess will be after me for it. I never had something like I said. I think I said this recording going outside and like Loki's physical and he drives me to McDonald's or something. And I'm getting, hey, you in that goddamn McDonald's? So yeah, it's never been that, but I hope that helps, guys. I hope our water comes back on sometime. Today was supposed to be laundry day, but I've been thwarted by the universe. So if you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, and I hope that helps some of the ladies out there, whether you're biological or identify female, all my sisters, and they were like, it's not about you, it's about them. They can't find stuff. Like, I looked up lesbian god spouse and nothing came up except for Loki. God damn it, Loki. This is not about you. Yeah, it is. I can be a girl. Shut up. I know he can be a girl. It's just when it's a goddess involved, it's slightly different. Yes, Loki can be a goddess, but when you're starting off from goddess position, shut up, Loki. God damn it, when you're starting off from goddess, it's a bit different. So if you guys like what you see, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.